Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Thursday, May 7th, 2020. I'm Astrologer Dave Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Make sure that you check out highvibe.tv because it's daily videos just like this that are always available if you are a member. Plus, we have so many exclusive shows like Deep Astrology and so much more, and my weekly sun sign horoscopes. Make sure that you become a member today. Please also check out my 3.5-hour presentation of 2020, what is next? I go into big predictions here. I paint you a lot of the different astrological, mundane astrology to help you see things in a lot of different lights for you to make your own choices here of really how to approach this energy that is coming to us for the rest of 2020 here. You're definitely going to want to take a look at that. Also, my Love Masterclasses, all available. All 10 courses are all completed. You can do it now to understand the love story of yourself, love story of others, learn all the traditional aspects for running charts and love story aspects and all my secrets. Just go to highvibetvschool.com for that. Well, we're here on a full moon in Scorpio, and make sure that you check out, we're going to be doing spiritual dance music for this on the Leo King YouTube and, of course, on highvibe.tv, where it's always free, just like our apps that are free to watch the free content. But this full moon in Scorpio is a big test for us in our life in a positive way. It's a test of, are we ready to come into these three powerful retrogrades of Saturn, of Venus, and Jupiter at the beginning of next week? What do we need to let go of? This is a big release full moon with the moon in Scorpio and trine to Neptune in Pisces. We have to remember that this has been a time where we have to look at where do we over-attach to. This is a full moon in Scorpio. That means the sun's in Taurus. And this opposition is definitely looking at, are we receiving the life that we want? Are we getting the goods? Are we getting the quality in our life? And we have to start to take a look around with Venus here, square Neptune, that's about to come retrograde at the beginning of next week, as it's in Gemini, and it's squaring Neptune and Pisces. So that means that the full moon is making a quincunx over to Venus. So there's a lot of questions about relationships, projects, money, and trying to figure them out. And it could be very difficult with that Neptune square because it almost feels like, are we lost here? Maybe confused, but really it's like, what is the stuff you're avoiding? What is the stuff that you're numbing out? This full moon in Scorpio, in trying to that Neptune, is trying to say, let's not numb this out. Let's just get to the truth here, especially now that the nodes have shifted, right? We just had the nodal shift here on Monday late night, Tuesday early morning, depending where you were in the world, as now the north node for the next 18 months is in Gemini and the south node is in Sag. And this is a time for us to get straight directly to the point on this full moon about the truth, about what we really feel, and be honest about attachments. Because with Mercury in Taurus in opposition to this full moon, you have to realize that this is also a moon opposed Mercury. So it's a full moon opposed Mercury. So it can be kind of hard, right? Mercury is in Taurus, where it feels that it's got some sort of stability here of understanding the things that are stable in our life. But are they, with our emotions, so far away that we're attached, but it feels like it's not stable because maybe we are scared, or maybe because that's what Scorpio represents. It's going to bring up our fears. Where are we afraid of watching an ending happen? That's where an attachment is, right? It's like we try to go into a safe space that maybe sometimes we become over-obsessed with, or we become too overburdened with, even though Mercury's trying to say, hold on, let's look at the facts here. Let's look at the data of is this worth all of my emotion? Is this worth putting this into? Maybe you're putting your energy into something and not getting anything back. Maybe you're attached to something and you're putting so much in, and the other party or the energy itself just is maybe giving too much. And you're like, oh man, this is just becoming like a little too toxic or too intense. This is a time for us to find the sweetness and the goodness that we can truly build the life that we want to build with. With Saturn that's coming retrograde here, Sunday night on the West Coast, Monday early morning in Aquarius, this full moon, remember, it's in fixed signs with Taurus Sun, Scorpio moon, and with Saturn and Mars, which happen to be in Aquarius. There's this focal point, which actually is Leo. There's nothing in Leo. So Taurus here, the full moon in Scorpio, Mars, Saturn happen to be in Aquarius. These fixed signs are definitely looking at our connection to what feels in our self-worth, what feels like we actually have the energy that feels good, and then that Scorpio energy, where do we feel that it's truly connected to, and where do we feel that we're receiving what we need? But are we happy? The big question on this full moon is, where are we happy and where are we not happy? Because Leo is being looked at as an empty zone. And I want you to remember that with all these retrogrades coming, because there's 3 within a matter of about a 48-hour period, it's going to be kind of crazy. That's just a major drop, just like a wham. And with this Mercury now in sextile to Neptune on this full moon, you intuitively know what's good and what doesn't feel like you're getting what you need in your life. And especially, it's almost like your intuition with the full moon, with Mercury sextile Neptune. There's a lot here that maybe it doesn't need to be this opposition of like, my mind's here, my emotions are way over there, and they're conflicting. The way to actually access this truth is to really look at your intuition, to look at what the signs from the universe are saying. It's almost like it's overwhelming and a knowing that you know. But then that Taurus brings the reality check of like, is it actually physically able to happen? If it is, it is. And with the Scorpio energy too, does the other energy, because Scorpio deals with the other energy, it deals with outside energy, and whether it comes into us, does that outside energy feel the same? Does the energy of that project feel like it's going to relate with me well? Does that person feel like it's going to fully commit and fully come in emotionally the same way that I do at the same time? Remember, these are Gemini times, even though we're not there yet with the Sun or Mercury or with Uranus, even close with Uranus. But it is a North Node now in Gemini that we have to get used to, because that South Node in Sag, it's definitely bringing up a lot of over hopeful or over, maybe missing our mark, right? We get to the point in Gemini, and in Sag, we take the long journey. But with the South Node here and with Jupiter being in stationary position, ready to come retrograde in its fall position, this is not us being able to put a Band-Aid on situations. This is not us able to be over hopeful about things that we know we're numbing out. This is definitely going to be a time for us to face the truth and to make decisions in our life before these major retrogrades. And this full moon will bring it all up to us. And it's time to listen to the truth, to build a better life, to have a better world, not only in the world that surrounds us for the global environment, but more importantly for the one that we are living in within ourselves. And last, I just want to say that I know that this is an intense time, but the energy does feel lighter. It is the nodes now shifted into Gemini and Sag. It's a mutable energy though. So there's a lot of change that's supposed to be happening now in your life. So you can't be afraid to get out of the Cancer Capricorn axis, which is like the tree of life, and feeling like you built this tree and this foundation. It's like we've already been through where you blocked your emotions. And even though you wanted emotion, you blocked it. This is time to make the changes now to our environment and not get lost in not only just lost energy, but lost into the over hoping and pushing things to the side and not to get to the point. Because with Mars here on its last week in Aquarius, remember again, when all these retrogrades happen, right on the backside of that, Mars comes into Pisces, where it gets lost and it gets confused. And that's going to be a weird trail with all these planets now retrograde and now Mars coming into Pisces next week. We want to, with this Mars in Aquarius, revolutionize, not be afraid to take bold moves. We're even seeing a unique aspect over to Uranus here with Mars. It's a very time to not be afraid to take the risks that we know are going to take us, because it's better to see if something is true that feels true than it is to not. But again, boundaries are important with Scorpio. You don't want to be trying to take some sort of risks where you're crossing somebody's literal privacy and boundaries. And you just don't go show up at someone's house just because you want to. You know what I mean? You call them and you make sure that it's all okay. I just want to make that clear, because that stuff's been happening to me lately. But I'm just trying to say that like Scorpio is boundaries, but it also is the boundaries that you need to protect yourself from, of holding on to things that maybe are not good for us in our life, and also not being afraid to let them go. This is a major junction point in your life where you need to look at your life like, is this the environment that I want to be in? And you need to ask that about all the personal things in your world that you're attached with and that maybe you're afraid of facing the truth of as well. The card for this big full moon today is, wow, the Magician card upright. So the only things that are going to be worthy of this magical power to change our lives are things that are connected from the above and from below, as above, as so below. But I do want to say that as the Magician card, it has all the different tarot elements involved. You got the Pentacle, you've got the cups, you've got the wands, and you've got the sword, all on that table, and the magician one, and it's the conduit. It's the conduit as a human being that you are from the divine to the reality that we are that creates the magician. And so this is looking at everything in your life and being like, does this feel divine in my life? And does this feel like it's connected in reality and it's going to make the magic happen? Or does this feel like it's only reality based? Or does this feel like only it's divinity based, but it doesn't make sense in my reality? Like, you're going to have to see that both sides have to meet to make the magic happen. Thanks so much for all your support. Make sure that you subscribe to High Vibe if you are not a subscriber yet to get all my daily video horoscopes and so much more. And definitely check out those videos and my school as well. Thanks so much, and we will see you for spiritual dance music later today. Or make sure that you just get on High Vibe, even if it's free, to get the notifications and watch all the free shows that you want. Thanks so much, and we'll see you later.